Hi, everyone. I am Linda Wellbrock, the CEO and founder of Leading Women Entrepreneurs, and we have a fascinating honoree with us today. Her name is Dr. Jill Saxon. She is the Executive Director of Professional Strategy at Bausch & Lomb. Congratulations, Jill, and thank you so much for your time today, and we can't wait to celebrate you.
Oh, thank you so much, Linda. What an honor and a privilege for me to be here with all of you today.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about your very unique background. I mean, your application was inspiring on so many different levels. So let's just frame this interview with that.
Oh, well, thank you. Certainly I do have a very unique background, and personally, I just feel an extreme amount of privilege because I've had the pleasure of doing so many things in my life. But if you were to ask me the question, which so many do, is what's been most interesting that stands out in my mind and something that I'm extraordinarily proud of is the time that I spent as an optometrist, active duty in the United States Navy. Because I'll be honest, entering optometry school and considering what my professional career was going to look like, I'd say that maybe the last thing I considered I'd be doing was becoming a certified firefighter or certified in shipboard damage control. I would imagine most optometrists probably don't think that, but I certainly never anticipated the opportunity that I would have in front of me, whether it was being responsible for the entire hospital or even most importantly, the fortunate opportunity to take care of our nation's heroes and all of their families. I just personally feel so grateful, so lucky that I have been able to experience so many things. But again, without a doubt, which qualifies for the most interesting is the opportunities I had been afforded while serving our country.
That is just such an incredible path to have, journeyed down. And I'm sure you can write a book on that, but your book gets, even more interesting. And I know now you're at Bausch & Lomb. So tell us, how did you go from, such a different world into Bausch & Lomb?
Yeah, I'll be honest, it kind of stems a little bit from my time in the Navy, because one of the greatest lessons I learned there, outside, of course, of my formal training activities, was a lesson that I carry with me all the time today. Of course, we all know that the road in front of us twists and turns and winds, and challenges and bumps we face along our way are challenges that some are excited about and some steer away from. But the greatest thing that I took from my time there was how important it is to work hard, to persist, to overcome, and to figure out how. Because there wasn't any room for no in the military, but rather we were taught how to figure out how. How do I make that happen? How do we approach life in a completely different way? And that can determine our success. So ultimately, what that meant was when opportunities came my way and I was no longer in the Navy, I just had to jump on it. In fact, I read somewhere, if somebody offers you a seat on a spaceship, just take it. Don't ask which seat, just get on and go. So that question about how I ended up at Bausch & Lomb, I never really thought I'd end up in the Navy, never really thought I'd end up in a pharmaceutical company. But the truth be told, I really didn't know where I was going to end up. And do any of us really, honestly? But anyway, in summary, even though it's tough to try to put it all together, that whole winding road that we all follow, if you keep in mind how important it is to embrace an opportunity, to strive to be exceptional at what you do, which is exactly what I did while seeing patients, the journey is kind of fun. So what I did was, I was a healthcare provider, an optometrist in private practice, doing my thing, striving for excellence, taking care of patients. And I found myself meeting so many people. And I also found myself spending time, of course, when not seeing patients, helping these companies understand how to talk to doctors, how to be impactful, how to share information, and how to help other healthcare practitioners bring products and services to patients in a different way. And it was fun. And when afforded the opportunity to join Bausch & Lomb and do just this in a more formal role, guess what? I didn't ask what the seat was. I just jumped on.
Well, congratulations to you for that, because obviously you were doing something right, because they saw how impactful you were, and now you're at one of the biggest companies that we all know as a household name. But professional strategy is what your title reads. So as the executive director of professional strategy, what do you do for the company?
Well, that's a really great question. And I'd have to start by saying that strategy, just like in life, is something that evolves, and so does this role, thankfully. With a background rooted in science, of course, and eye care specifically, and a strong passion to help others, as well as, of course, impacting and shaping the future. Professional strategy to a healthcare company is not just unique, but of course, in my opinion, is critical. But the reality is what I do and what my team does is multifactorial. We talk to the doctors and bring the voices of the practitioners and of the patients into our company, like a connector, kind of, which serves to help our organization understand the true needs of doctors and patients, products, services, things that'll help them. And as we say it at Bausch & Lomb, help them see better to live better. So my role is strategic. We take those findings from the doctors and patients, we combine it with what the research and the data shows. I have the fortunate opportunity to work with these brilliant scientists and these commercial teams to truly develop the future, develop meaningful innovation and things that will make a difference. And then we get the opportunity to strategize and determine the best ways to bring these products and bring these services to doctors, to educate them, to train them on the what, the why, the how. We bring these lenses to them, how they were developed, incorporated, and really develop the future with and for doctors and patients by doctors and patients. So it's a fascinating way and an evolution of what strategy can mean to a healthcare provider.
I mean, you're combining innovation with marketing and using your voice and raising the visibility platform for all you do and the doctors and the patients. I just love it. So you're involved in a lot of different areas. What advice would you give to our viewers or to the next generation of leaders who sort of want to go down this road?
Well, gosh, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? The piece of advice that you would give to everybody. And I know that I think as leaders, we all want to have an impact on the future. And if you were to take my journey for an example, or as an inspiration, hopefully, to many, then I'd say that the best thing I could give advice to the future would be to be open to those possibilities that life has. We don't know what's in store for us. So keep meeting people, keep creating your own opportunities, follow your own dreams of making a difference, no matter how big or how small that difference can be. You can be the change. And throughout your life, you'll face challenges, and don't just find them, but expect them and lean into them and then overcome them. But don't do it alone. The people that you've met along the way will help you. Lean on them as well, because we don't get a medal doing it all ourselves. Our best progress and the best way we impact the future and the best way to success is when we do it together. And so while it's always so easy to say, don't let the barriers stop you, don't let anything stand in your way, of course, that's easier said than done, but I urge you, all of you, to remember the lesson I shared when we first started talking, Linda, is that the one the Navy taught me: don't approach life as no, approach life as how. And when you see those things stand in your way, figure out the best way that you can figure out how to solve that problem. And when that seat's offered to you, just get right on that rocket ship. Don't ask which the seat is, just go for it.
I love it. Jill, your story is so amazing, and we're so thrilled to have you in the 2021 class of Top 25 Leading Women, and we can't wait to celebrate you and all of your success on October 28th. Congratulations again, and thank you for taking the time with us today.
Thanks so much. An honor and a privilege to have this, receive this honor, and to be with so many amazing men and women, and of course with you and your company, Linda. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Thanks, Jill.